We have like 400 milliamps, which is mean the motherboard just start and it's fixed. Okay, this is a weird case. Two laptops, Dell laptops, different laptops, same customer. They came here with the same fault.
Love it when you hang an old cordless phone up. Welcome back, my friends. The outcome. What's the outcome going to be, good or bad? Well, we're going to start cleaning this stuff and try and get it back together. Before we address that, the cleanup, let's take a look. We do have a happy little MacBook, not without issues, but the OS is on it again, ready to go. So that was that. The install finished while we weren't here. After we closed up, let's bring it back over for a moment. I thought we had incoming. We may. It looks like we do. But this is the initial setup. When you get one, you got to go through this setup. So it's ready to go. We got to get the user's info back on there. For some reason, it's not charging the battery. This is a defect that does happen to them. Give me a moment. I got to mute. Alright, we're back. In that time, MacBook setup isn't without issue. It doesn't run without being plugged in. You can charge the battery up manually, like I like to charge batteries out of the device and plug it in. It'll run off the battery, but it won't charge the battery. And that is a level of repair that we don't do here. We don't have microscopes. We don't have microscopes in the cameras to go in the microscopes to output to a display. So, but there is that. On to this. We need to clean off that thermal compound. I'm hoping. Sorry about that noise. Alright, cleaned out. I just did not want to kick on the air compressor. Let's go ahead and get this softened up with some alcohol and paper towel. It should do the trick for us. So in that time it was muted, we took in 2 computers and explained to the owner of this what exactly was going on. Fun. Alright, we got our mini alcohol bottle ready to clean up. Try and soften some of this thermal compound. Got the alcohol, there it goes. It is dry and hard, so the best thing I've found to clean it off is alcohol, and it's way better than scrape. If you have to scrape copper, use plastic, don't use metal. They do make these little plastic razor blades. I'm all out of them currently. I've worn them down and broke them. But it's just like, exactly like one of these, but plastic. Actually, maybe we'll leave that there. So, it can be a pain getting thermal compound off, but you rub on it with alcohol and a rag, it'll come off. You can get a stiff bristled brush and clean it off if it has a little bit of its moisture to it, but when it's dried out, you're gonna work at it for a little bit. That is fairly cleaned up. Let's give it one more shot. Oop, hitting it. One more shot of alcohol here. Clean. We need to clean out the remainder of the thermal compound around the processor. We'll lift it out of there actually and try and get what we can off the edges. This is a pinless one, so, and Intel Pentium E5400, so it is a Core 2 CPU. Older, but still relevant. It's running Windows 10 and running it all right. 4 gigs of RAM, DDR2, 2 and 2, yeah, DDR PC2 666, so PC2 666 megahertz. Alright, and our CPU is cleaned off. We'll go ahead and set this back in the socket. They are keyed out, remember. They'll have these little indents in the edges where that's the keyed out part when it goes in a socket. So always pay attention to that. Remember to line it up and just set it in there gently. Put your top down and latch it in. Let's get our thermal compound and start rebuilding this thing. I don't know if we're going to get it, but we're going to try. We sure will try. What's a better route here? I think we're going to skip the compound for right now, and we're going to get our remaining fans at least a little cleaned up. We've got 2 of them here. Oil City. More than likely just a spam caller, so or don't hang up, this call is important. We're not doing that conversation at this point on a Friday. One done. Let's go for number two. Alright, we're going to try and use our foil tape. It should at least be tacky. If we have to, we'll stick something else down. So those are done. We should ideally be able, that is the way they went too. Ideally we should be able to mount our fans in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Screwdriver disappeared. Let's get our fans mounted. And then we'll work on the heat sink. First we have to get the fans mounted there, and then we will feed our wire through, bring it over, clip it in, and then get all this back together. 4:13, we are up against the clock. I don't think we're going to finish this today, but we're going to give it a run. The Mac is just in need of setup. That will probably be wrapped up this weekend. If further repair is wanted on it, I'm going to recommend they send it up to New York to get it fixed. To the ever relevant Louis Rossman at Rossman Repair Group. Doing wonders for sad Mac computers the world over. Doing repairs that you can't get from Apple nor anybody else. So, alright. And there we have something that comes over, and let's try. Let's see, was it that way and that way? I believe. I don't like when they pack fans and stuff in there tight like that. You can get your cable stretched out to where vibration is going to more than likely damage it. I mean, it is wrapped up fairly tight, so the only thing that we don't have, and it's kind of, you could order big sheets of them, is the silicone pads. We're going to make sure they're as dust free as they can be. Aside from that, there's not much we can do other than replace them. We have none of those. This is the cord 2. Let's put a healthy amount on here. We're going to squash that down, have it go out and cover the heat spreader. And this, with it making contact again, that new thermal compound should work wonders for keeping this cool. Not promising it's going to be quiet and you won't hear it, but it's definitely not going to be, it's not going to be ramped up like it was, and no, by no means running full tilt. One, two, 3, 4. Now let's fold our foil back. back up. That's more or less just a dust shield is what that does. And this one, I don't know what kind of tack we're gonna have left on it, but we're gonna get it on there as much as possible. Alright, it does have some stickiness left to it. This will go back in. However, we need this cover on and this little fan cleaned out. We're going to do that now. I don't know that we can get in here with the brush, but we'll try. Air compressor would probably do wonders for this, but this is a little one that's hard to hold, and I don't want to risk spinning it up and having dust in there grind on the bearing and wear anything out. So we're going to do it by hand and then just blow it out. I don't want to hammer it with the air compressor. It is cleaned out. Let's clean out our inside cover. Okay, now we have to find the screws that thread in here. And they are two 1 and 1. And what did this blow on? This was blowing across, what is that, North Bridge, South Bridge? One of those. In that, it was blowing across the North Bridge or South Bridge, whatever that is. So that will sit in there and be turned like that. Our dust trail was up across there that we just cleaned off. And this was clogged up. So let's go for 3 and 4. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. I have 2 screws there that hold that on. I'm fairly certain. Those are the front. There. And these ones should thread in. I'm not entirely sure. Keeping an eye on the time, 4:19. I don't think we'll get it rebuilt. Rebuilds generally do go faster than deconstructions, or teardowns. However, yeah, there's a bit much to this one. Okay, let's run this out, tighten it down. We do have to plug this back in to this board, and it ran across. So this is our I/O panel on the back. It plugged in there and then ran over that way, letting this rest on here and then go down and plug in. We are getting closer. I think we have 2 screws. Possibly 3. We have those 2 that hold that on. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. And then we can't forget where did you sit? Say that isn't right. That's not at all where those went. Now we're going to tuck that side. Let's see, is this board set anywhere? Does it just, it literally just sets in there and floats. I'm guessing, just guessing now, that sets there and there. We need so one screw will indeed hit, the other one will not. So it's like there's a screw that goes there to hold that down, and another one there that we don't have. Let's try and find some quick. With our laptop screws, we may have to get into the desktop screws if any of these are not big enough. But I think we have a couple here that will do the job. Let's find out. Will it hold it? And this is part, no. Sad but true. Same story, not big enough. It actually looks, let's go to our desktop screws. Whatever they made it to. Alright. Move out of the way, Happy Mac. They look almost the size of a CD-ROM screw, so we're going to try a few of those. Let's see. I just don't want it to drop back through and be good for nothing. And it is the size of a CD-ROM screw. We're going to take a few of those and mount this board down properly, as it was not mounted when we opened it up. So, let's take... It's like there's a magnet there. It keeps pulling this board just slightly off where the screws want to hold it. And that one I think we can get away with this. And we need one more of those. We have it here. Yeah, I wouldn't want that board floating around like that and to take a chance at hitting the metal and shorting out. Being that there was no screws in it, we literally just took the two from the outside off and it fell out. That a little worrisome. Not contacting those screws there, so let's go ahead and put these on. Can we get in on it? Sure we can. So here, real quick, I don't like redoing, but there was no screw there and then there. On the build-up of this, they never got put back in, so we didn't replace them with the factory screws, but we replaced them with the same thread screws. Where did you come from, wire? We need you back in that spot. There you go. Get out of the way. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, that is in. Let's go for number 2, and then I think we have one here and one on this edge to put in. Possibly 2. And we're going to have to end up using CD-ROM screws again. Quick coffee break, people. Quick coffee break. There we go. There's 1 and 2. I think I got 2 in one go. I'm not saving time, but we are progressing. And the one screw that we took out of this earlier when we tore it down, this side up here, can be used somewhere else where there was one missing on the rebuild on this. Where does that go? Am I out of my head? Up here. Okay. Thought I was losing grip for a minute. Okay, we have that. This wire was fairly tight. We're going to flex that up to give us the room to get it in. There it is, and then we'll press that back down. All of our wires are where they need to be, not in risk of being cut and shorting out. We still have that screw to deal with there, and that should be it for that one. And we can put the IO shield, or not shield, but the IO plate back on back here. Our fan wire is tucked in. We're gonna get this in place. All the teeth are letting it sit perfect. It's mounting. I'm gonna call that fairly good. Let's put 2 screws in that. Something just doesn't feel right, so I'm going to take a moment, take a second look at everything. I just don't want any wires to be getting pinched. You never do. There it goes. Now it's setting properly. That'll hold it. Let's put our tape, layer tape back down as best we can. It bridges the gap, even though it's well out of warranty. We have 2 here. I believe these were IO plates, so we were only using one of them because we pulled one from the screws we're replacing as we do it. What now is my next question. I don't remember how this came apart. Actually, I think I do. I think we can safely put the back on. We're going to find, I hope, we're going to find a screw to go in there. That is our same thread that we've been using, just a slightly different head. So we'll try this one. Indeed, it did work. Alright, let's carefully pick this thing up. We need to get it clipped in out here, and there's a few screws we can go around and put in the edge. And they're not lining up at all. That. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, I see what it is. Okay, it was our 1394 port. Alright, everything is sitting where it needs to be. We can go around with the silver ones, or the ones that came out of all these mounting points here. Fairly quick thread to go in. What time is it? 4:30. We have a few minutes. I don't know if this repair is going together today or not. We're going to be hopeful. We got the fans in, mounted, plugged in, the thermal compound on, our foil tape back in place. Is that a screw hole? No. There's one. And just a reminder again that all the screws were not present. So any of these ones with the very coarse threads made for threading into plastic, it's likely we don't have a match to put those back in. And that peg's broken. So we'll go with this one. We have a few more of those. Let's get them out. No, 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 no. Come out of there. There it is. Last thing you want to happen when you're rushing is drop a screw down in your frame. How many minutes do we get? Not enough. I repeat, not enough. Alright, there's that. I believe the last one is here. Together. Okay, there's that. We have our Wi-Fi wire. All that's still connected. We could do our bezel on that. I'm going to flip this back over. I want to get the foot back on it, the leg. So we will go with that for the time being. We have our I/O shield, which snaps out at a different point. We have to get this in and then pry out to be able to get, you know what, we might be able to get the screws through there. Now, you're kidding me. So they had the wrong screws in that to begin with. We have 3 plus 1 that we recovered. Real quick, we're going to go ahead and check on the holes to make sure that they will accommodate this said screw. That one will not. It got threaded too big. Watch this be the sticking point. Okay, so that one's too big. We got to thread something bigger down in there. We know not that one. That one should be okay. And I think they reversed them on this side. So is this one too big as well? No, that one's fine. Maybe if this is too big. No, we're in. We're going to have to use that one oddball as they threaded it in. It was the wrong screw. And what? Is that a phone? There's a phone in my pocket. 228-2888. Give me a moment, people. No answer. No answer on the phone. Alright. I don't like doing this. This screw does not fit, but they took and threaded this thing through there, so. Was it there? Yes, it was there. And actually, it's not even going to fit now. Or I'm doing something extremely wrong. So let's go for the other ones that are still threaded properly. I don't know, if we have some Teflon tape or something, perhaps, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wind some plastic down in the hole, like melt some plastic, put it on the screw, if I have the time, and we'll do it that way. Okay, there's that. I don't think I have any plastic candy. Sure we do. 4:35. We are getting close, people. So we just melted a wire tie, and ooh, that's hot on the glove. Hot on the glove. Let's put this on a screwdriver where we don't have to worry about it too much. Actually, I think we're just about done. Just about done. Should we give up? Alright, my gloves are doing battle against me right now. They're not willing to cooperate. Alright. We're going to remount some plastic. And, come on you, go on the screw. Alright, the threads are filled a little bit with it. It's not spectacular, but it will thread back in better than it did in the stripped out hole. And perfect. Alright, I guess we can't ask for more than that. Let's put our trim plate back on. Make sure everything is lining up. Press the latches in, lock that on. So far, so good. You know what we didn't fix, which is too late, because we're dummies. We didn't put a screw to hold the ROM in. Oh, no you don't. No, negative, you're wasting my time. I answer that call almost every day. And almost every day it's the same story. Nobody's there. Okay. Let's get our bezel back on. And it's a shame that it got broken on this one corner, because it will never lock down again. Whoever did that work, shame on you. Shame on you for prying that out. And breaking that latch. No, I can't say shame. I've broken stuff before too. Okay, there's that. We have some hope. Let's put our trim panel back in with our black screws. Time 4:39, so it's almost 4:40. I think somehow somebody managed to slide a miracle in through here. And that don't happen on the Trainwreck Fridays. That never happens. So we'll take it. We'll take this miracle in the making. Just a couple things that aren't right about how that went together. And I'm not complaining, it's together. Doing stuff speedy kind of makes you think that, like, maybe you did something wrong, you forgot. You left something out, a major important part. We gotta wake a computer up here real quick. If it's awake, we're gonna hit Alt F4, click the desktop, Alt F4, shut it down. We want it shut down. Alright, all of our screws are in. Let's put our fancy trim plate in here and lock it in. And we're not gonna hurry it, because that's how we'll break it. Alright. Back in the all-in-one is together. I'm gonna thread these screws elsewhere for the time being. That works. And we've got one more thing on the agenda for this marvelous train wreck. Let's not forget to put the wireless keyboard or mouse adapter back in this Dell. And there it is. Alright, one done. We will give him a call tomorrow. I will be coming down, but for now, our computer is shut down. Let's pick it up and bring it over. It is off. We're going to unplug the few things from it. Unplug our fan. Remove our wonderful, magical 3M tape. And you guys didn't see the video for this. It will be uploaded, I promise you. It just is not uploaded now. There's the old fan. Here is the new one ready. Look at that wire is so straight it can't even go in there. That's what's wrong with the world today. Alright, our fan is in. We're going to undo a SATA port. There's not much to this, so I'm fairly confident and very, very hopeful we can get it back together. We've got 3 silver and 2 blacks that are Torx of some oddball size. And I got it first go. Okay. Let's put our fan screws back in, and we're going to fire this thing up quick and test that that fan does spin. If that's the case, we'll be good. No. Alright, we got incoming, more incoming for the day on Friday. It's great. So we got some more exciting stuff coming up on Monday. What time is it? 4:44. We still got a few minutes. A minute. Maybe 2. Let's go ahead and attach this. And let's remove our adapters. Okay. That would prevent them from going down. Back to Phillips. 2 black screws, and then I think we can put the back on this thing. First, we're going to test to make sure that the fan replacement worked. Or works, I guess is the proper term we're looking for. You all good there? Good. Alrighty, you said, what did you say it was? Just virus?
I think it's got a virus. It keeps coming up with those virus pop-ups.
Alright, yeah, more than likely.
Pretty nasty.
It could be some bad adware.
Friendly pop-ups too, so.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah.
Alright, dear, we will get a hold of you.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you. Alright, a couple people cutting it close. I'm even cutting it close. Let's plug it in and power it up and see what the verdict is. Quick. Does our fan spin? Indeed it does. Our fan is spinning. We're going to shut it right back down now. I'm not just going to pull the power. I know, it's a new fan. It's okay. Just to illustrate. On and spins. So much more than the other one did. We're shutting it back down, putting it back on, and we do need to get out of here, people. So while we're doing what we're doing, thank you for watching. You have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It's one of those. Thank you so much for hanging out, getting your hands dirty, for the support, watching, clicking that link. Go out and fix something. Help somebody else fix something. dtcomputers.online is the website. We have the Facebook page. Check stuff out there. I still need to get the contest posted up there. We are going to have a contest starting. It's starting late, but it's also going to run a little late. And our computer is back together. We're going to let it boot up and do what it needs to do for the repair. Oh, mouse and keyboard, where are you? Okay, we'll put them on the side. So hopefully they're not forgotten. But again, thank you for watching. Check out the podcast Sunday if that's something you think you might be into, or you're not quite sure, or never watched it. Check it out. We do have a good time. Last week was a bit of a different show. We tried to be open for business and do it on a business day. It didn't work out so favorably. And our computer is booting up, is turned on. We'll let it do the repair. Alright people, have a good one. Thank you for watching. Sunday if you check out the podcast. If not, we'll be back again Monday.